here, and I have a list of things to talk about today because I write things down while I'm at work because I can't just pick up a phone and do a video about it. First thing, this is just a random list. First thing is, you remember back in the day when you're a kid with a VHS camera? Okay, I really limited my audience down right there. But you film in order and you just record, pause. You don't do any editing. You just record what you need to record in order, and then it's done. You don't edit it, you don't do nothing like that. Those were the days. I really had a nostalgic flashback to that when I was trying to do something similar with this phone. It's got a pause, it's got a start. I don't dare stop it because then the clip is done and I can't upload it in one piece. I just wanted to avoid editing. And it was actually really neat. It's a good experience trying to, as a cinematographer, as a YouTuber, to make something without trying to edit it. Second thing, yesterday my morning was messed up. I didn't prepare for the next day. If I had just said, what do I need to start my day tomorrow? And put that aside, I would have my mask. I didn't have my mask for work and I had to buy it and I was almost late for work. Starting my day. I don't like starting my day starting off with yesterday's problems. Try that again. I don't like to start off my day with yesterday's problems. But when it comes to a lot of guest issues, sometimes I have to tell them, we're going to have to figure that out tomorrow when I can actually contact the people who can help us with that. So, sometimes it's unavoidable, but I'm glad that in a 3-day period, which is usually what my shifts are, 3 days in a row and a day off, 4 days in a row and a day off, I'm able to usually figure out what needs to be done. And I made a mistake when I was ordering something. I took for granted the notes on a reorder that it had to be in almond. And I ordered it in almond. And it came in almond, and the guy's like, why is it almond? The reorder note said it was supposed to be almond. I didn't question it. I just took it for granted that somebody was correct, and I didn't check the original order or check with the guest or anything. So yeah, that's my mistake. And I guess we make mistakes, but it really throws me back into this paranoia that I have that I'm just absolutely retarded. And I try, going into this thing, maybe I'll stop making stupid mistakes if I remind myself every day of all the moments that I've just proven myself to be incompetent. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how much I tell myself that I'm stupid. It doesn't help me change because there's no information there that's actionable. In order to change for the better, we need actionable, quantifiable information and tasks. So specific information. What went wrong here? What would prevent this from going wrong again? Let's make sure we do that next time. But I can't be as vague as question everything, because that's exhausting. Ultimately, you can't question everything because you have to know something. You can't question everything and be confident. That's just not possible. So I need to find the right balance there of details that I need to make sure. And maybe that checklist. Did I mention checklists in this video? No. Getting ready for my day in the morning, if I just used a checklist or an anagram, you can look that up, to have my list of things ready. Maybe I need a checklist for making sure I don't make mistakes throughout my day. Just use checklists absolutely everywhere. Checklists save lives, whether it's rocket science or medical industry, or making sure you get the order right, or remember your mask when you go to work. So there's that. Anyway, as I was working, I was thinking of a troublesome social connection in my life, and throughout my life, people who have either felt scared to be around me because I was confident in what I believed, or felt that I was stupid for being confident in what I believe. So, for instance, take pot, for example. I would express myself quite clearly and make fun of pot users, and how stupid it is, because I would assume that everybody in the group agrees with me. That is pretty obvious. Fact of the matter is, I know a few pot users, even they were friends of mine in college, and they deteriorated rapidly. They were extremely heavy into pot use, and they just weren't all there anymore. So that's my experience. Now, this one girl who is a proponent of pot use as part of her identity, people fit that into their political identity. Since I was talking bad about pot use and assuming everybody agreed with me, maybe it was a bit not confrontational, because I didn't know that anybody disagreed with me, but mocking. Yeah, I mocked pot use, and she didn't feel like she was in a safe space anymore. I don't think we should rely on safe spaces all the time. I think people should just be confident in what they have to say, and how they feel. Because if she had just told me, like, actually, I think that moderate pot use is acceptable, I would understand my audience then. When it comes down to people not feeling like they're in a safe space, like, the fact of the matter is they are afraid of confrontation. And so I was thinking, like, that would be an interesting plot for a movie where somebody goes whole hog, and this would be way extreme compared to reality, but whole hog into this concept of needing your safe space, and everybody's always attacking me and being belligerent and bullying me. When the fact of the matter is, people just have lots of different opinions about things, and you're just not confident in yourself to bring it up. Or maybe the things that you have to bring up are actually, maybe you're an extremist about it, and that sensation, I mean, I'm not talking about pot anymore, I'm just talking about in general. You might have something in your life about which you are just an extremist. It's possible. Like, this guy I talked to today just wanted to tell me so much about how 9/11 was an inside job. And, I don't have any evidence to refute it. I'm not really there to do that. I'm there to sell him something. But maybe you're like pro-jihad, and you want to kill Americans, and you feel like you're surrounded by a bunch of your American friends, and you're like, well, this is actually part of my my heritage, my identity, and it's part of my culture. So, and you want to share it with people. Maybe you might realize that you're not in a safe space. Yeah, you think? It's not about being in a safe space. It's about making sure that you have the right message for the right audience. And I don't want to say, like, hey, go find the people who agree with jihad and talk to them. I'm not. Maybe your message is just wrong. Okay, that's entirely possible. So when you start trying to share something with somebody and you feel like, I'm not in a safe space, it might be part of you telling you that you need to learn something. And that's what I've been figuring out, is like, some people have been saying, how much time do I have? 8? Oh, I got some time. I've been learning that a lot of people, they act out in anger when they're truly afraid of losing something, or that somebody is invading their territory. Human beings are very territorial. And they're just territorial animals, really, to be honest. I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe people have souls, but people are also animals if you look at them. So that's but and a lot of young people might say that, and most anger is just a expression of fear. I'll say, wow, they're wise beyond their years, because I'm only just realizing this now when I'm like 32. That a lot of people, they're just acting out in anger because they're afraid of losing something, or somebody encroaching on something that they consider to be sacred. But at the same time, whatever, there's a lot of things that go into that. I'm like, wow, you're really wise to know that. At the same time, I think there are things that people get angry about that doesn't have to do with fear. And I think people act out as though they're angry when they don't always feel anger because it's just normal for them. But also, I feel that people do get angry when they're not afraid. And so there's more to it than that. I forgot where I was going with that. I'm sure I could bring that up in a future video. Let's see here. So I was thinking, like, what if you made that into a movie? Someone gets indoctrinated into this cult that teaches them that the world is against them when the fact of the matter is that they're really just being turned into an extremist. That's entirely possible. And they don't feel safe expressing themselves because the fact of the matter is what they have to express is crazy. I'm a fan of people feeling safe to express their feelings, but I'm also a fan of logical thought. If I remember my other thought, I'll get back to it, but my last thought of the day is I need to return to my home base. Like, it comes down to when you're done playing with your toys, put them away. Okay? And so I have, like, I don't know if I've prided myself in this, but I have tried to grow in a manner where I can deal with the day-to-day life without having to worry about the fact that everything else is falling apart for the simple reason that I just don't have time to deal with it. But at the same time, that mentality doesn't keep things from falling apart. So let's say I have to do the dishes, right? And I do all the dishes and it takes me a few hours because they've piled up. All right. Then I eat food, and what do? I just let the dish sit there instead of cleaning it, instead of returning back to a state of what I might consider normalcy. The normalcy would be having a clean sink with no dishes in it. Return to your home base. Like, I set the radio to channel 4 to talk to somebody, and I forget to set it back to channel 3. Your home base is channel 3. When you're done talking to somebody, return to the home base. Return to channel 3. When you're done doing something, clean up after it, put it away, reset, and this will keep you from having to deal with the mess. Okay? And you might say, "Oh, you're just weak. You can't handle the day-to-day changes, that everything's different every single day. Everything's a mess every single day." It's like some people might actually feel that way. But the fact of the matter is, it's not a matter of weakness not being able to handle it. It's a matter of getting the stuff out of your life because it's really a strain. It's really a strain on yourself to have all these extra things to worry about because it's like I'm not going to clean up after this because I don't have time to worry about it. Okay, but you're going to worry about it if you don't clean it up and return to it. You need a sense of normalcy. You just need a sense of normalcy so you know what you can return to every single day. And that comes back to me saying, I don't like starting tomorrow. I don't like starting the day with yesterday's problems. If you reset at the end of the day, everything is put back in order. You don't have to start tomorrow with yesterday's problems. You can start the day afresh, new, ready to start new things. Anyway, that was a lot of different thoughts. I'm sure I didn't say enough words in order to express what I was actually thinking, but I don't have any more time. So